Hello and welcome to part 3 of Let's Play Sonic Advance. We're at Angel Island Zone, which to me looks more like Marble Garden Zone from Sonic 3. Guess they took a lot of their influences from Sonic 3 in their levels designs here. But yeah, Angel Island Zone. That would indicate this is Knuckles' home island. But, you know, I think he's off trying to save the world too, or maybe instead of us, I don't know. Not quite sure how the story works when you're playing as different characters, but I'm fairly certain we won't actually see him here, right? 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 Whatever. I honestly can't even imagine Knuckles trying to save the world. He can't even keep his Master Emerald safe. Idiot. So, whatever. This is also probably one of the first stages in the game where you can't clearly keep going right to get to the end of the stage. Because up ahead you're going to see that your progress is halted by a spring and a wall that Sonic can't climb. So instead he has to go back to go up. Oh, these devices. I'm about to show you this, but spin dashing on them is not the best idea. Because Sonic can't keep up his momentum. So instead you just keep running. I don't care if you want to get up there faster, don't spin dash. Also, don't jump off them if you're spin dashing. You'll go straight up and back down and go nowhere. Excuse me. But, yeah. Once again, not much I can really say about this. It's more platforming with Sonic. Oh! He can use grind rails. That's something I failed to show off earlier. And, if you press the jump button right as he's at the very end of a grind rail, he can do a trick that will make him jump a little bit higher than he normally would if he just flew off the end of one. So there's something else. Going up and back and forth. Across this thing. Up platforms. I really shouldn't be going up here. The only thing up here is the one-up, and ultimately I end up falling off anyway. And having said that, the passing sign is right there. God, what a waste. On to Act 2! More of the same, plus there are actually bottomless pits here, so especially right there at the beginning. You saw that little bouncy rock thing I jumped over? If I had missed that, there would be more bouncy rocks down below, but if I fell off of any of those bouncy rocks, bottomless pit right away. So, yeah. Trap right off the bat. These purple chameleon things, for some reason I don't actually remember these being here when I originally played the game, but I should mention this is normal mode, and I think when I originally played this game it was on easy mode, and as far as I can tell on normal mode, on normal mode, all it really does is add a few more enemies and a lot more trickier spots. Ugh, excuse me again. What's going on? And I think in normal mode it just adds those purple chameleon enemies in this level. I might be wrong, I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I played this on easy mode. Sorry, I don't know what's What's going on inside me right now? Gurgling snot and belching at the same time. I'm not sick or anything, just... But yeah, Angel Island Zone, it's place. Memorize this route I'm taking right now. There'll be a pop quiz later. Yeah, continuing onward. I'm lost for words again. I'm just going and going and going like a freaking Sonic Hedgehog. Until... What the fuck, Knuckles? I thought you were trying to help for once. Did Eggman trick you? No, he couldn't have tricked you. You're doing your own thing somewhere. Well, I'm still gonna beat the crap out of you. Despite you're bigger than usual, and you're wearing your fighting gloves, and wait a minute. You're a robot! You're not Knuckles! Huh. Looks like Eggman failed to trick the Knucklehead for once, so instead he just built a robot to do it for him. Ha 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 ha! For once, Knuckles wasn't the idiot. So, ow! Don't think you got the last laugh yet, Eggman. I'll keep going until I knock you and your plans right down into the ocean. Unless your plans are in the ocean, but... You know, for some reason I doubt that. Eggman's rocket base. I wonder what it's... Hello? What was that? I don't know, but let's just keep going and... Wait a minute, what happened to the timer? Is it counting down? Oh my god! Eggman's rocket launched! And we're on it! Oh no! We have to get up to the top of the rocket before the next part blows off! And, okay, that ramp is very glitchy. If you don't hit it just right, it'll not launch you off at all for some reason. But yeah, that countdown timer will actually affect how you play the game from here, because if you don't get to the next section of Eggman's rocket before that timer reaches 0, you die. Unless you have the option that affects the countdown timer turned off on the options menu, and that's what I did. Because it's very easy to get lost here. Well, maybe not so much lost as it's very easy not to know where to go. And with that timer counting down, you don't have much time to try and figure out where you need to go. Also, I should mention, throughout most of the game that I played so far, I was completely... Yeah, I was tired, half asleep throughout my gameplay. So, spoiler alert, by the end of this video, game over. Mind you, it's not really difficult to end up with a game over in this level anyway, because what kills me at the end is something that is extraordinarily difficult and weird to work around with Sonic. I don't understand what the level design quite intended Sonic to do at the point where I end up dying. But I'll get to that when I get to that. Anyway. Not quite sure what this zone reminds me of. It looks, once again, sort of like Metropolis Zone from Sonic 2. But then there are views of the outside going, with clouds going by. And it doesn't necessarily exactly have the feel of Metropolis Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, or whatever zone. So, this one's kind of new. I'm not entirely sure how. Oh god, those enemies are particularly annoying, and they're gonna get even worse in the next level here. But just keep moving up, and eventually you'll find your way, if you don't run out of time first. Speaking of, looks like the part we just left is breaking off. And it will break off by the time you get to that point, whether you were out of time or not. So the countdown timer restarts from 5 minutes, and then you have to get to the next part. So just keep running and look for the way to get more up, which isn't always obviously to the right. Yeah, I've run out of things to say again. Not a difficult task. It's really not sure what all I can say about this game. I mean, apart from when I first got it, yes, I did in fact have a Game Boy Advance to play it on instead of the Game Boy Player. Although I am now glad that I have a Game Boy Player, because I do not ever want to play it on the Game Boy Advance ever again. I don't know about anyone else, but I've come to a stunning conclusion, and that is all handheld systems, all handheld games are, well, maybe not the games themselves, but I hate handheld systems. I'm sorry, I hate them. Because my hands are too big to handle them properly. Okay, well, that and tiny screens and fuck. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I have a Game Boy Advance and a PSP. I have very few games for both of them, and what games I do have, I wish I had on my big screen consoles, because then I could actually handle them a lot easier. And I'm glad I can with the Game Boy Advance games I own. Then again, with the Game Boy Advance games I own, I could quite as easily just emulate them on my computer, if not... Oh god. Here it is. This is the part that can kill you. Because you have to get up to where the spikes I keep hitting, you have to get over them in order to progress. But for some reason, this stupid spring is picky about when it wants you to do that. Urgh.